What goes on, guys? We're back here again with another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Armored Batman. Now, sorry, I just want to get this out of the way. Sorry for the lull of videos. I've been working on editing the part 2 and part 3 of the collection video, and I definitely will have them up soon. This will probably be up beforehand, but if one or the other comes out beforehand, whether it be part 2 or this, you know, whatever comes, and please stick around for both anyway. But as you guys have already probably, if you watched my first collection video, then you guys know that I have moved to college, and I'm actually recording in college. This is my first college review. I took the first week off from videos to try and accommodate myself with, you know, my classes, this, that, and the other, you know, the whole kit and caboodle with college. Those of you who went to college know exactly what I'm talking about. So, you know, I had to move all my stuff in, and obviously, you know, there's no toys here. So, you know, I guess I'm going to start a college collection of things that I want. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get as much as I've been getting, but, you know, toys are still coming in, and definitely the channel and the reviews are going to stay alive. But all that mumbo jumbo aside, let's take a look at the packaging here, which is, you know, your standard boring DC Multiverse box. You got Armored Batman, the Dark Knight Returns. There's a cool shot of the figure in the window there, or on the back there. Armored Batman on the side, DC Multiverse. Up at the top, you get the window. On the bottom, there's the barcode. There's the barcode if you need it. But anyway, let's go ahead and take this guy out of the box. So, taking Armored Batman out of the packaging, I gotta say this is not something that I thought I was gonna get. I saw him at Walmart for 15 bucks, and I probably wouldn't have paid any more for this, to be completely honest with you. I have the Mattel Dark Knight Returns Batman, which, while the articulation is pretty atrocious on that, is much more comic accurate to what the suit actually looked like. I think Mcfarlane just took liberties here. I really don't see... Like, if you would have showed me this, like, out of the package without the name on it, like, that actually says Dark Knight Returns, I literally would have just assumed that this is just an armored Batman designed by Todd McFarlane. Like, this does not scream the Dark Knight Returns, to me at least. I don't, other than some basic element designs like the rivets here and whatever, which we'll talk about in a minute, the colors don't match, the sculpt doesn't really match. It looks more like a combination of the Armored Batman from Batman v Superman, and then maybe a little bit of the Dark Knight Returns, but for the most part, I really don't see it. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but then again, it's a nice, unique, and cool design for Batman, and as a Batman collector, I'm okay with that. Plus, he actually moves around really, really good, especially compared to the Mattel version. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the head sculpt here. I like the look. That is an awesome helmeted Batman sculpt. I really like that. The paint has this nice glossy, like, metallic sheen to it, and I like that with a matte, like, skin tone on the face. So that looks really good. That follows through for all the silver parts along the body. I love the sculpted, like, iron work across the body here, and then on the shoulder podrons there, they all got like that nice sheen to them, kind of like marbleization, I guess, but I think they're intentional. And then you get like the cloth sculpt, not obviously it's not soft goods, but you get like the cloth sculpt for the undersuit, which I also really like. You know, you get the hands with the nice sculpted details in there. I like that. Going down here, you get a light gray belt. You know, he's got his codpiece. You got to protect the bat mites under there. Coming around here, you get the fist on this side, and then going down here, you get that nice ironwork across the thigh pads. You get the knee pads, the cloth in between, and like around the crotch and stuff. No armor on the butt. Come on, Batman. What if you get kicked in the ass? Come on now. But the shin pads look great, and I gotta admit, these boots look awesome. Like, and they're covered very well with the articulation, so we'll talk about that a little bit more. But on the bottom, there's a silver dry brush, but it's only on the bottom, which is awesome. Like, I like that little attention to detail. So all the spikes on the bottom have like a nice little silver dry brush on it, which I really, really like. I also want to mention that the sculpt, while it is, or the cape, while it is sculpted, is sculpted gorgeously. Like, it looks just like cloth, and it's very soft and pliable, so you can get it, you know, if you angle it right, you can get them in some good pictures, wavy poses. But yeah, I really gotta say, that the sculpt and paint on this guy look really, really nice. I'm just going to go ahead and hop right into accessories because he doesn't really come with much other than the DC figure stand, that waste of plastic, and the trading card, which was the image that I showed prior on the back of the box. You get two other alternate hands. You get a wide open hand for the left side instead of the fist, and you also get a trigger finger for the right. Now, this pisses me off. I'm okay with two open hands. I think that's awesome. But if you're going to give the extra one, why would you give the trigger finger? I don't think he needs a trigger finger. I think he, especially considering they didn't give him his grapple gun. If they would have given him the grapple gun like Mattel did, okay, fine. I'll take that. But they didn't give him that. They just gave him a trigger finger. It should have just been a fist hand. If you're going to make another sculpt, just make a fist hand. I think this Batman in particular really needs two fists. I can't stand that about Mcfarlane. Like, just give two fists, okay? Not every character needs a trigger finger hand. Like, at the time of this recording, the listings for both of the Lex Luthors went up, and why do they not both have just fist hands or clenchy hands? Why do they have grip trigger fingers? I don't get it, but whatever. So yeah, the accessories are fine. The hands pop out really nice and they stay in good, but whatever. I would have liked a fist hand, but let's go ahead and take a look at Bat's articulation here. So taking a look at Batman's articulation, the head is actually moves pretty good. So it's going to look up about that far, look down that far. You do get a side-to-side swivel here. You get good pivot in there. It's a double dumbbell joint, so I'll give Mcfarlane that. They work their head joints better than any other company, I think, right now. Shoulders are going to move upwards all the way. The pauldron, like the shoulder pad, just kind of goes on top of the cape and swivels with it. You do get that butterfly joint that they like to put in there, so you get a little bit of motion. It doesn't do much. No bicep swivel in this guy. You get a single jointed elbow, and you get your rotation at that elbow. It's a little ugly, but for the most part, I think in most positions it looks good. You could probably shave that out a little bit to get a little bit more range. It's kind of like a weird sculpt on the bicep, but it's not that big a deal, so I'm fine with it. And then a wrist swivel and a hinge on the wrists, and they look good. You get the same amount of range, but they're not overly out and like on the Harley Quinn where they're just a big ball on the flat cut. But so they look good. But pivot to the side. He actually crunches forward pretty good for a Mcfarlane Toys figure, so he goes forward, he goes back all the way, and you also get your rotation. It's just a ball joint on there. This is a very solid piece here, which I think is really nice. I like that. Hips move outwards that much, they move down. He's going to kick forward this far, back that far. You get a little bit of thigh rotation in there, actually. I'm going to give him that. Not a full-on cut, but it does rotate a little bit. Great double-jointed knees. I thought they were going to be single joint, so when they were double joint, that's pretty cool. These cuffs do rotate around. I mean, they only look good in certain positions and molds of the boot in certain positions, but whatever. It's still cool to have them move around. You get an ankle pivot. It'll hinge forward that far back, and then you do get a really big, ugly toe joint, but, I mean, you don't really have to use that. So, yeah, I think the articulation on this guy works really, really nice, especially considering his design. I think if I was to complain about one thing, I wish he had double jointed elbows, and I wish the ball joint was implemented a little bit better, but for the most part, it's actually pretty solid articulation, definitely better than I thought. So let's go ahead and take a look at final thoughts. So we're at that point in the video where I know you're asking yourself, yo, Ant, what are you thinking of this fig? And I gotta say, it's way better than I expected. When I first saw the initial images for this, well, let me take you back even further. When I heard the listings for this, first of all, I didn't want an armored Batman because I thought Mattel already killed it with theirs. And that was even before I owned that figure. Now I do, and I still hold my ground on that. But I want, like, kind of the one that Mafex did with just the bulky old man Batman. That's what I hoped, because I think Mcfarlane, if they went for that design, I think would really kill it. So, unfortunately, we got the armored version. And then when I saw it, on top of not really wanting that to begin with, I was like, what the hell is that? That doesn't look like a Mcfarlane toy. Like, that doesn't look like a Dark Knight Returns Batman. That looks like a Mcfarlane Toys designed armored Batman. So, whatever, I passed. And then I saw a couple people posting pictures of it, and I thought it looked really good. I went with my friends to the local Walmart here around the university, and I was like, I saw two of them sitting on the pegs. I was like, you know what, for 15 bucks, I'll go ahead and treat myself to the toy. So I did, and you know what, I gotta say, I'm happy that I did. If I was to give them an overall rating, I would probably give him like a 7 out of 10. He's definitely better than I expected. But he's still lacking a few things. The trigger finger is really stupid if he doesn't have the gun. I wish he just had 2 fist hands. The ball joint and the waist could have been implemented a little bit better. And other than that, I gotta say he's pretty much perfect for what he's like. For what this is, it's a cool designed Batman. I just think that they mislead it by marketing it as a Dark Knight Returns Batman. Because if you would have just handed me this Batman out of the box and didn't say it was from the Dark Knight Returns, I would have just assumed it's an armored Batman designed by Todd McFarlane. But that's just me. If you guys feel differently about it, please feel free to let me know. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I know I haven't been uploading a lot of videos lately, and please bear with me, guys. As soon as I get stuff, I'm going to be reviewing it. I just put in a pre-order for the Infinity Saga Captain America from Infinity War and the McFarlane Toys Appa. So they said that they're coming on Thursday. I don't believe that, but we will see. We will see. So anyway, guys, I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.